show, everyone. It is Friday. My name is Kimberly D'Souza. So happy to be in your company. Now, of course, we are continuing the conversation with Carnival. And so Defense of Carnival, Revel in the Ritual, is a calypso extravaganza in partnership with the Little Carib Theatre. Of course, it's to celebrate the theatre's 75th anniversary. And so joining me, of course, is no stranger to the show. We have calypsonian and producer of the event, Mr. Chrison Seraphim Joseph, who's going to share a bit more details about what's taking place. Chrison, good morning.
Good morning.
Should I call you Chrison or Seraphim? Chrison is fine?
You go. What move in your spirit you go with that?
I'll go in with Chrison.
All right.
Because it's the same key. So happy to have you back here on the Now Morning Show.
Very lovely to be here.
Now, of course, we're talking Defense of Carnival, but before we get into the event, I wanted to hear your thoughts on the passing of Black Stallion. Were you down at Supper to get that energy yesterday, or just give me your initial feeling?
Yeah, I was down at Supper. I felt... I woke up in the morning not sure whether I wanted to be there because, I felt heavy at the passing of such a great, but I'm happy that I did move myself to go and pay respects to the man. It was a really lovely spirit there, a nice environment to feel the support, to feel the love of the Calypso community and the wider community for the black man was really lovely.
Nice, good. Yeah. And I know that your event, Defense of Carnival,
yeah.
Does it mean more impact now that we are losing so many of our greats and maybe the younger ones may not be able to learn from them as they would usually do?
I hadn't thought of it that way before, honestly, but I suppose it does insofar as really the whole point of this series of shows that I've been doing for the past few years is to introduce the Calypso not only to new audiences, but sometimes to the old audiences as well, in a way that helps us to recognize the work that these Calypsonians have done in engineering the way that we think of ourselves and our society. And so, yes, it does have a really profound effect on the way that we consume Calypso, because it's a lot more than just entertainment.
Right.
And I think some of what we heard from people paying tribute to Stalin yesterday just really showed that Calypso means so much more to us than just, oh, that was a nice song.
Yes, yeah. Now, as you mentioned, more than entertainment, is it that we're going to see some of that moreness in this event that you have coming up? Tell us about the event. So, the theme that we're going for the event is Revel in Rituals. And what we want to do is to show the audience and to show us as a people that the rituals that are so rich in our carnival haven't come about by accident, that these rituals have meaning, that these rituals have the potential to truly impact our society in a very meaningful way. Yeah. And so I want us coming out of listening to these calypsos about our carnival and about the way that we interact with our carnival to recognize how important it actually is. And that it's not just simply a wine and jam. It's according to Carrigan Mandela is much more than that, right? Yeah. Now, Chrison, you mentioned that ritual, that more than entertainment that you want to bring forth. What sort of things can we expect then? Is it going to be, for example, a lyrical explosion? Is it going to be a history lesson? What more can we see?
I want to say it's going to be all those things and more.
Yeah.
Calypso, it is a lyrical form. Yes, there's music, but it's a lyrical form. And so we can expect to be bathed in the lyrics of these great bards over the years. Yeah. We can expect to be able to sing along, to clap along, to dance along. We can expect to, as you say, have a bit of history. Some of us, it'll be the first time we hear some of these things. For some, it'll be a reminder. But more importantly, it will be an opportunity to recognize how those things and how the way we treat with those things can impact us moving forward. Yeah.
When is the event taking place, of course, and what time?
January 28th at 6 p.m., Little Carib. We're there from 6 to roughly 8 o'clock.
Who are some of the people we could see?
You're going to see me, basically.
That's what I was hoping to hear.
But I work with a really talented group of musicians, really lovely people, first and foremost, but absolutely amazing musicians. The likes of Terrence Shaw. Clap that. The likes of Terrence Shaw. Tony Paul, we're gonna have Andre Jack on bass, Nicholas Thomas on drums. Hopefully we have Hakeem on pan.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's looking good.
Yeah, it's an extravaganza, as you mentioned. Now, I know it's taking part of the 75th anniversary of the Little Carib Theatre. Yeah. Do you have any more plans for that? Have you been discussing with the Little Carib Theatre what else or how they're going to commemorate it?
Yeah, so we definitely are going to pay tribute to Beryl McBurney. How we will do that, you really need to come and see. But there's... Beryl is such an absolutely amazing part of our history, and I think again, more importantly, although she's gone, she's still playing such an important role in our moving forward through the Little Carib Theatre. So I don't know if I'm going to give you a taste of that, but in terms of reveling in the ritual, one of the songs that I had mentioned earlier that I think is such an absolutely wonderful carnival story is one called Smokey Joe by Andrew Tanker, also made popular by Valentino.
Right.
I'll just give you a little small taste.
Give me a taste.
So he says, Smokey Joe play a big time mass, purple velvet and shining brass. He ride through town on a golden throne, king of the world in a home of his own. Yes, he ride through town on a cardboard throne, quite certain that the first prize was his own. I'm the king, he thought, as he mounted the stage. Oh, my Lord, they'll all see my picture on tomorrow's front page. But Smokey Joe thought he was best. The judges thought different. They were not impressed. They crossed out his name with the stroke of a pen, just like that. Poor Smokey Joe, he had lost again. But then, the judges called him back one more time. They gave him a high school bear, a little silver cap, and then he left for Independence Square. Yes, he did. Smokey Joe play a big time mass. That's one of the...
I love it.
To me, I heard that song and I thought that is a true hero of Trinidad Carnival.
Yeah.
The man who's planned whole year to make this mass, come out there, he lose, but he do business. He's still the king on the road.
Yes.
Yeah, that is what we Carnival is about.
Now, quickly before we go, Kristen, I know that many of our viewers would know because we've seen you before, but many may not know that your father was the late Penguin, right? And so you would have had somebody to actually sit down with and learn, from one of the masters. Yeah. I mean, is that part of the reason why you think it is your responsibility then to defend the thing?
No doubt. No doubt. I think I come from a griot tradition. I come from a Chantwell tradition. And the tradition demands that we keep the work going, that we pay respect to the history, and that we pave the way going forward. Is our responsibility of the griot in this time.
Nice. And final thing, tell us where we can get those tickets for Defense of Carnival, Revel in the Ritual.
So right now, where we are going is called the Little Carib Theatre. I wish I remember to take out their phone number, but the Little Carib Theatre
everybody knows about it, and plus they are also on social media as well, so you can go there.
Go there, but also you can check my social media. I'm on Instagram at Seraphim_CGM. Right. CGM being my production company, Caribbean Griot Music. Right. I'm also on, you can check my website, seraphimcgm.com.
Nice. Well, Chrison, always a pleasure to have you in the studio with us. And of course, all the best for the event. And I know that you will be continuing as well, celebrating the 75th anniversary of Little Carrick Theatre. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to take a quick break and be right back. But we are keeping the Carnival spirit and the Carnival energy alive here on the Now Morning Show. Stay with us.
So go on, Papa Shantwell, sing your song.